I've spent more than 25 years deep inside the world's toughest industries. Think massive mines, huge manufacturing plants, and I've seen teams that just seem to win all the time. And I've seen teams that are constantly just fighting fires. And let me tell you, the difference isn't the equipment they have, it's the system they run. So today, I'm not giving you a high-level summary. I'm handing you the complete, field-tested blueprint to build a truly world-class maintenance and reliability operation.
So let's start with a really tough question, one that I think every single plant manager has to wrestle with. Do you ever feel like your maintenance team is just stuck on a treadmill? You fix something, and before you can even catch your breath, something else breaks. It's this relentless, exhausting cycle of failure and repair, and in the industry we have a name for it. We call it the circle of despair.
And this slide right here shows you exactly why that circle is so damaging. On the left side, you've got reactive work. That's chaos, unpredictable costs, much higher safety risks, and honestly, low-quality repairs that are just rushed to get things running, which all but guarantees the next failure. But on the right, that's the world's class model. That's planned work. Here, your costs are predictable, safety is way up, and you are in proactive control, doing high-quality work that's meant to last.
So how do we break that cycle? How do we move our whole operation from the left side of that chart over to the right? Well, it's not about working harder, I can promise you that. It's about working smarter. And it all starts with building a rock-solid foundation, getting the absolute basics right.
First things first, we need a major shift in how we think. This is not just about fixing broken things. According to the big international standard, ISO 55000, this is about asset management, which it defines as the coordinated activity to realize value from your assets. Every single time a wrench is turned, it should be connected back to creating value for the business. That's the mindset.
Now, this 5-step process you see here, it might look simple, but don't let that fool you. This is the central nervous system of your entire maintenance operation. Mastering this workflow, from properly identifying the work, all the way to capturing good, clean data when you close it out, that is the first, and I mean the most critical step toward getting control.
But that system only works if everybody knows the role and frankly stays in their lane. Your planner, they should only be focused on future work, figuring out the what and the how. The supervisor, they own the present. They manage the who and the when for today's schedule. And the technician is laser-focused on the execution and, just as important, providing feedback to make the next plan even better. It really is like air traffic control for your whole workforce.
Okay, so once that foundation of control is actually in place, you've earned the right to make the single most important leap in this whole journey. Moving from a culture that just fixes things when they break to one that actively prevents them from breaking in the first place.
Now here's a really crucial point that separates the amateurs from the pros. You do not use the same strategy for every single piece of equipment. That's a classic rookie mistake. As this table shows, we match the strategy to the asset. For, say, a non-critical light bulb, letting it run to failure is probably the cheapest option. For other gear, a simple time-based preventative task is perfect. But for your most critical, high-value equipment, that's where we move to a predictive strategy based on its actual real-time condition.
And this is where it gets really exciting, because with these predictive technologies, we can literally see the future. We use things like vibration analysis to listen to the health of our big rotating equipment, like the bearings on a primary crusher. I've personally seen this catch a bearing fault 6 months in advance, turning what would have been $1 million catastrophic failure into a scheduled 2-day repair.
Then we analyze the lifeblood of our machines with oil analysis. Think of it like a blood test for the final drive on your biggest excavator. It tells you if there's coolant leaking in, or if the gears inside are wearing out way too fast.
With thermography, we start to see the invisible. We can scan a motor control center and spot a loose, overheating electrical connection long before it arcs and shuts down your entire production line.
And with ultrasound, we hear what the human ear can't. We can detect the high-frequency hiss of a super expensive compressed air leak, or the very first microscopic signs of bearing fatigue. This whole suite of tools, when you use them together, is how you stop guessing and you start knowing.
All right, now let's talk about how all this comes together to build the engine of true reliability. This is the part where we stop relying on gut feelings and tribal knowledge and start using hard data to drive every single maintenance decision we make.
The philosophy that powers this engine is something called reliability-centered maintenance, or RCM. It sounds complicated, but it's a rigorous process that asks a really simple question for every machine. What is this thing supposed to do? How can it fail? And what maintenance will actually prevent the failures that really matter to my operation? It forces you to put your time and money where they'll have the biggest impact.
And this chart just says it all. A typical reactive plant, they might have 20% of their work planned, if they're lucky. But a world-class facility, one that's truly in control, is consistently executing over 85% of its maintenance through that planned and scheduled workflow we built earlier. This single number tells you if your system is actually working.
And this metric right here, MTBF, or mean time between failures, this is your ultimate report card. It's a simple calculation, really. Total operating time divided by the number of breakdowns. It tells you, on average, how long your equipment actually runs before it fails. Our entire system, everything from planning to predictive tech to RCM, is designed for one purpose: to make this number go up.
So you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds great, but how do we actually get there from where we are today? Well, the secret is you don't try to do everything at once. You don't try to boil the ocean. You follow a practical, phased journey that takes you from chaos to control.
And here is that roadmap. You start in phase 1 by building the foundation, getting a clean asset list, and enforcing the discipline of writing a work order for every single job. Then, in phase 2, you establish control. You get a planner. You build a real weekly schedule that you can actually stick to. And only then, in phase 3, do you earn the right to start optimizing with the advanced tools like condition monitoring and RCM. Finally, phase 4 is all about making it last, building a culture that never ever stops asking, how can we do this better?
You know, the big takeaway from all of this, the whole point, is that this entire system is designed to fundamentally shift your team's perspective. You've got to stop looking in the rearview mirror at all the failures that already happened, and you start looking ahead, through the windshield, at the failures you're about to prevent. And you absolutely must remember this. Reliability is not a project you finish, it's not a box you check, it's a living, breathing system. The plants that really achieve and then sustain excellence are the ones that treat this as an ongoing discipline, always learning from what goes wrong and always refining their strategies.
So I'll leave you with this one final thought to take back to your team. Ask yourselves, are you just managing the active maintenance, treating it like a cost center that just focuses on repairs? Or are you ready to truly lead reliability, to be a value-driven function that's focused on uptime, performance, and real operational excellence? The choice and the opportunity is all yours.